Are you joking? What are you doing? What are you doing? Is that comfortable to you? Yeah. Okay, I'll leave you be then.
I know you like what you see, so follow me on the Twitter and IG. Like, comment, subscribe, give that bell a ring. Hope you decide to stay, show some love to my page. Stick around if you wish, cause my life is lit.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of My Life is Lit. First and foremost, for those of you returning to my channel, welcome back. For those of you that are, for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, welcome to my channel. You saying welcome to, boy? Okay. He says hi as well. But welcome to the channel. Do me a solid. By the end of this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Drop some comments down below. I like when you guys engage with me. I'll try my best to comment back when I can. And if I don't hit you back right away, I promise I'll get back with you sooner rather than later. But anyway, we're going to hop right into today's topic, especially with him being so antsy. I'm not going to spend too much time in today's intro. So basically, this episode is going to be a direct continuation of last week's episode with the dog vlog. Hence why I'm letting him all up and through. Bro, stop. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Good boy. As I was saying, we're going to go ahead and just do a continuation of last week's episode, show you guys some additional footage from the first few days. And I think it goes up to a couple weeks of when I first had Apollo. And then we'll do like a follow-up, which includes like some updates out, explain to you guys some incidents that I wasn't able to capture on film. I don't want to continue talking you guys heads off or whatever. We're going to go ahead, jump into the footage, and we'll talk the logistics of everything and provide some updates and all that good stuff after you guys watch the footage. So here you go. Can you sit? Can you sit for me? Can you sit for me? Good boy. Good boy. Be good boy, okay? What are you doing? You're fake. You're fake. What's wrong? You don't like it? You don't like it? It's okay. It's okay. You the one that flipped through the mud. You shouldn't have done it. You need to go outside? You gotta go potty? Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's go. What you doing? No. No. Why are you so crazy? You wanna go outside? Okay, we'll go outside. Do I gotta get up? I don't wanna get up. Can you just do it yourself? No. That's not nice. You're not being nice. Okay. So, I've been testing my dog for the last week or so to see if I can trust him being downstairs by himself for long periods of time while I'm upstairs. He's been doing really good, and then today happened. I went upstairs, I was working on the project for about an hour and a half, and I come back to this. Do y'all see this? Look at this. Like, wow. Oh, and then this is the kicker though. Guess where he is? Are you kidding me? The people want to know, why did you do it? Why did you do it? This is the other thing. This is how you know dogs have plenty of sense. So before I even got downstairs, as I'm coming down the steps, I notice he's waiting for me on the very last step. Anytime he does that, he's done something he has no business. So right when I step off the step and I look and see the mess and I looked at him and said, "Are you serious?" He literally pisses all over the floor. He hasn't pissed in the house. I don't remember the last time he's even peed in the house. He's been house trained for months. And then once he pees in the floor, he runs and hides in his crate. Get a dog, they said. It'll be fun, they said. What are you doing? Why are you licking the chair? Stop. 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 Apollo. Stop it. Stop. Stop. Get down. Stop. Stop grabbing my hand. Stop. And stop hitting me. Stop. Stop. Stop licking my pants. I got to go to the store. All right, I'm about to go. Because you're doing a lot. What's up, you guys? Welcome back. So first and foremost, hope you guys liked that additional footage I was able to gather and share with you guys regarding the first few days and weeks that I brought Apollo home. But as I stated in the intro, let's get into some of the nitty gritty like details and nuances that I wasn't able to speak to in those videos. So for starters, let's talk about the first few days I brought him home and some of the things that were kind of a big adjustment getting used to being a new dog owner. So first and foremost, I realized really early on he had severe, like really severe separation anxiety. I wasn't too thrown off by it just because, again, this isn't my first dog, but his anxiety in comparison to my other dogs was the absolute worst. His anxiety was so bad that anytime I went to the restroom and closed the door, I would come back and he had peed somewhere in the floor. And he would whine constantly while I was in the bathroom. So that's when I first started realizing, oh wow, like his anxiety is pretty bad. And honestly, since then, his anxiety has gotten better, but it's definitely still there. Anytime I leave the house, of course he's potty trained and stuff by now, so he doesn't use the bathroom while I'm gone, but he'll do things that I learned show signs of him being very spiteful. He's done things such as like nibble on my carpet while I'm gone. He'll like grab like, for those of you that may follow me on TikTok, I'll show you guys from time to time where like he'll grab some of like my pillows and my blankets and stuff, typical stuff that he'll never touch. He'll grab and throw in the middle of the floor while I'm going. I'll come home and it's like all of my stuff will be in a pile in the middle of the floor. I mean, for the most part, he has grown out of damaging a lot of my belongings, which that was a pretty hard phase to go through as well. Again, it was especially while he was teething, man, like that teething stage is real. He chewed on, the main things he used to chew on, again, were, now that I'm looking at it, were my carpet, which thankfully I only have one, I had one area rug and the rug at my front door. And a couple weeks ago, he actually randomly started chewing and ripping up the rug. So I replaced it. And I guess he liked the material that the rug was made of. Like it had a really thick, durable rubber sole on the bottom. And for whatever reason, he started flipping my rug over and eating the bottom of it. So I ended up having to get rid of that too. But again, that was a couple weeks ago. So as of then, we haven't really had any more incidents, knock on wood. So I'm sorry, boy, it was me. Please don't bark. That's my fault. My bad. And I just realized, I don't know what made me wear black today of all colors, as if he's not a shedder. But whatever. You guys that are interested in getting dogs most likely will get a dog that is gonna shed, so join the club. What's some other things we dealt with you, boy? Oh, one thing that had me shook that nobody prepared me for. So I started trying to train him how to walk early on because my last dog, again, due to his anxiety, we could never walk him appropriately. He and he was a miniature schnauzer, so it wasn't like he used to pull us really bad when he was walking or anything like that. It was just that he used to whine really bad, and he used to like pant really bad, and it was just, I don't know how to really truly describe it. It was just that you can tell his nerves were shot. And so luckily my parents have a decent sized backyard, so we just used to let him outside and basically roam the backyard and play around and kill off his energy that way, opposed to actually taking him on walks. But thankfully, although I've trained him to walk pretty well, the thing that had me shook is I wasn't able to get him vaccinated at the time that I wanted to. I believe it was due to COVID, due to the number of people that could be in and out the office every day. And by the time I went to have him tested, randomly, I'll never forget, we were around the corner from the vet's office, and I used to bring him everywhere in his bed because it used to like calm his anxiety down on car rides. And so I just remember he was in the bed, and I thought his nerves got the best of him, and he got car sick, and he threw up in the bed. And the first time he did it, it was clear, but the second time he did it, it was like a thick brown substance. So I figured maybe it was something he ate that I wasn't aware of until when we got to the vet said that he had symptoms of Parvo, and I had never heard of Parvo before. And unfortunately, he tested positive. And for those that don't know what Parvo is, it's honestly like a deadly infection that causes severe dehydration in dogs. And if not treated appropriately, they literally, depending on when you catch it and have them tested or whatever, and they officially diagnose them with Parvo, it literally can take your dog out in hours. So, you know, with me having had him at the time, I think I only had him for about 3 weeks when I got that news. So, of course, I was kind of like panicked or whatever. But what kind of upset me too was the vet, not that I felt like they exaggerated the situation that bad. Then again, no, I take that back. They definitely exaggerated. It's definitely a serious condition that you should definitely take the time to treat, but don't believe them when they say that because they tend to try to trap you and tell you that you have to admit your animal to the hospital and put them on an IV drip and so on and so forth. Hold on one second. What are you doing? I just told our peoples that you no longer tear up anything. And I know that's yours, but why are you tearing it up right now? Well, and you don't have a reason why. Oh, so you're taking yourself and going elsewhere because I'm in your business. So stay out your business. I got it. Okay, noted. Anyway, big personality, I'm telling you. So, as I was saying, so the vet was telling me, you know, you got to admit him to a hospital for a minimum of 24 hours. And I was like, how much is something like that going to cost? And if anyone has ever been to the vet, you know, vets are OD expensive. So I just recall them saying the minimal amount I was looking at was around $2,500. And last I checked, I can't just drop. I don't know too many people that can just drop $2,500 right on the spot. So thankfully my dad, I had reached out to my parents and vented to them and told them what was going on. And they sent me some like YouTube videos of other people that had also went through the Parvo situation with their pets, and they all recommended some products that were really effective and that legit saved their animals. And if you guys are interested, I can actually put that information down in the description below. I ordered both of the products off of Amazon actually, and the only additional thing that I actually used that everyone recommended was Pedialyte, the unflavored Pedialyte, of course. So the doctor did give me like some nausea medicine and it was one other medicine. Oh, a dewormer, which actually made him more sick. So I stopped giving him the dewormer, but I stuck with the nausea medicine, along with they gave me some bland dog food to keep him on for like 2 weeks. So the one thing that did worry me was I could tell he instantly stopped drinking water, and that's the point of giving them the Pedialyte. Fortunately for him, he's actually really good at taking medicine, which is something that I learned rather quickly, and I was grateful for that. Like, he literally would just sit there and let you like take the syringe and give him any sort of medicine to this very day. He's had to be on several different meds for a few like minor incidents. Majority of the time it was due to like injuries that he caused himself while like being too excited, jumping all around on my hard floors or whatever. Nothing major. So that's that. And then training wise, again, I was blessed because I started training him to go outside and use the bathroom rather early, because I caught on that the night that I picked him up from my cousin's house, because that's where I got him from my cousins. Their dogs had puppies, and he was one of the puppies that I claimed. So they told me that he was one of the few puppies that anytime he needed to go outside, he would whine as he would sniff around looking for a spot in the floor to like start using the bathroom. And so when I brought him to my home, he started doing that initially as well. Like I would catch him like roaming around and start whining or whatever. And time I would take him outside, he would always use the bathroom almost on cue. I did use the puppy pads. They were very effective. But between the puppy pads, I also had the pad that you guys may recall seeing in the earlier footage that his it was a gray pad that his crate and his pen would sit on. That entire pad was actually a puppy pad that they could also use the bathroom on as well. So between that pad and the puppy pads, he knew where he could use the bathroom. He rarely ever had many incidents around the house. The only time he really had incidents, again, were due to his anxiety when I wasn't around for a period of time. And when he had, shortly after he had Parvo, I did forget, he caught a UTI. And the UTI, that was a rough period of time as well, because he kept using the bathroom like literally, it was like every 5 minutes. I could never get him outside fast enough. And that was an issue for about a week. But again, with meds and everything, it cleared up. Now, as far as his commands, I'm gonna let you guys know now. It's probably gonna take a while for your dog to learn their names. I still feel like to this very day, like, I know that pits in particular are known to be pretty hard-headed. And so a lot of times I know he's kind of like challenging my authority in a way, but even at times that like we're just around the house, I'll randomly call his name to see if he can come. And it's pretty still like hit or miss. So that's a work in progress. It is getting better. It's a lot further along than where we started, of course, but we're still working on that. Not gonna lie, his sit command was lit. You know, I guess he's fat at heart just like me. Both of us will damn near do anything for food. So I quickly incorporated treats along with his trainings, and I got really fast results. Literally about the second or third time, as actually I just remember, it's actually in the earlier footage that you guys saw. Within that first week that I brought him home, matter of fact, maybe day 2 or 3, I started just like saying the word sit repeatedly, and then I would like push his butt down to the floor, and then once he's seated, I always used to give him a treat and praise him, and he quickly connected the dots like, oh, if I do this, I get this. And so yeah, anytime to this very day, anytime I pull out a treat of any sort, or especially when it's feeding time, he'll just sit because he knows like what to expect when I go to, and it's crazy because before I even pull out anything, if I go to like the cabinet that his treats are in, or if I go to my pantry where I keep his dog food, he'll run over, look around the corner, and when he sees me in the cabinet, he'll run back over to his feeding area, and he'll just sit nice and pretty like, yep, see, I'm a good boy, come praise me. So that's that. Now, not gonna lie, his lay, when I tell him to lay down, it's a little shaky. Now he equates lay to, like, when I tell him to sit, it's like he starts out in the sit pose and then he'll lay down. But when I tell him to lay, he doesn't understand what the lay position actually is. But again, that's not really a deal breaker for me, because 9 times out of 10, when I tell him to sit, he'll start sitting and then he'll eventually will just lay down. Trying to think of anything else. Oh, again, he's a character. I'm trying to get him still to learn how to appropriately give me his paw. He actually, for all my friends and family that will watch this, they can tell you, like, he's been literally throwing paws, like their hands, since like the first week I've had him. Like, he's the type that if you ignore him, if he's whining and he's trying to get your attention and you try to ignore him, he'll literally come up and start hitting you in the back with his paw. Like, I thought it was so funny the first time he did it. He was just tall enough to start like putting his paws on his pen. And where my work is set up, my chair used to be right upside along the back of his pen. And he literally just used to come up and tap me in the back like, hey, come play with me. Like, it was cute initially, but then it got annoying. So I just did away with the pen because he started outgrowing it at that point. Oh yeah, diet. Now, don't shoot me when I say this, but he is on a regular kibble diet. When I say regular kibble, it's nothing like low grade or anything, but I know a lot of people recommend doing like a raw diet when it comes to pits because it helps out. Are you kidding me? Stop. I see you. Stop. You're gonna be sick again. Stop. No. He's ripping up his blanket, guys. Like I said, he does spiteful things if my attention is not on him all the time. Stop. We're gonna address this later. We're gonna keep it cute for the camera right now, but you know better. But anyway, so his diet consists of, like I said, just regular kibble, specifically the Rachel Ray brand. I know most people recommend to keep them on a whatever like type of dog food that you get them to just keep it consistent. But I've realized, especially over these last couple of weeks, he gets bored with his food and he's used to eating like twice a day, and I tend to give him like 3 scoops at a time. So that's a total of like 6 scoops a day. But I've been realizing over the last 2 weeks that he'll literally, if it's something that he's not really feeling and that he's tired of, he'll literally just let it sit in his bowl to the point that it's like, okay, I guess I'm kind of starving. I guess I can eat it now. But when I notice him doing that more often than not, that's when I'll change up the flavors of the kibble, but not the brand. It's still within the Rachel Ray brand, but it's just a different flavor that I tend to switch them out about like once a month. Every month I give him a different flavor because the one big bag will last me the whole month. All right, boy, what else do we need to touch on? By the way, shout out to everyone that put me on to that brand because the main thing that the vet always talks about is how healthy his coat looks. It's really shiny. Granted, he sheds a lot, which now that I bring that up, that's one, I guess one last thing we can touch on real quick. I underestimated how much Pit shed. He shed the most out of any dog I've ever had. I have had a Pit in the past. Granted, it was also a mixed breed. She was mixed with a Chow, which is maybe why she didn't really shed that much. Stop. But this guy here, man, especially within the last month, I guess now that the season is changing over to fall, it's gotten out of control. But one thing that I will recommend is he's been actually on these since I've had them. They're like puppy vitamins and they sell them. The brand that I use, I'll try to put it in the description down below as well. I don't have it around me right now, but the brand that I typically purchase from, they have vitamins for literally everything under the sun. And the main 2 that I use for him, I use one that says it's supposed to like calm their anxiety. And he gets 2 of those a day. And then I give him one specifically for his skin and for his coat. And that's why another reason I think between the brand of food that I give him and the, what are you doing, man? Between the brand that I give him and the vitamin, I think they work pretty well together to keep his coat nice and healthy. And I actually realized I wasn't giving him the correct dosage of the vitamin. And now that I've upped his dosage, I can tell his shedding has calmed down significantly, but he still sheds a little bit. Wow, you're showing the people you're really a crackhead, huh? But yeah, those are, the other things I feel like I didn't really tap much into in the video or whatever, which is why I wanted to take this time to address all of those things that I feel like, again, a lot of new dog owners would appreciate. Lord knows I should have looked into those things which is why I'm giving you guys those words of advice and tips or whatever to incorporate with your new puppies or whatever. And before I go, I do have an interesting story to tell real quick. So literally, I've been training him for a while my backyard is not fenced in, but literally ever since I've been potty training him, it's like, due to the fact that like he started out kind of as like a scary dog, meaning like he didn't like to venture out of the yard too much anyway. I could always just open my door, let him outside. He'll use the bathroom and come right back. And typically I always stand by the door so he can see that, you know, I'm here or whatever. I'm watching, observing. And that will also kind of give him that security, like, okay, like I'm okay. And it'll also reassure me that he's not gonna, you know, just stem too far away from the house. So the other night, TikTok got the best of me, not gonna lie. I got swept up in some videos, and after browsing for about 7 to 10 minutes, I was like, oh crap, I forgot he's outside using the bathroom. And so I looked out my window, I didn't see him, and I step outside, and normally anytime I snap, I clap. You guys can't see this, but just by me doing that, he immediately became alert. And so typically when I do those things, he'll pop right on up and come directly to the door. Well, the other night, that was not the case. I clapped, I snapped, I called his name, could not find this dude anywhere. And, you know, it is Halloween season, and next thing I knew, I heard a really faint voice say, is this your dog? And not gonna lie, I panicked. I was just like, you know what? I see this all the time on horror movies, and I'm a scary movie fanatic, so I'm not gonna be that stupid guy. I'm just gonna go get in the car and drive around and look for my dog. So I got in the car, and right when I left out my parking spot, a car approached me, flagged me down, and was like, hey, and I can tell it was the same person that was trying to get my attention outside, but the issue again was it was so dark I couldn't see or hear, like determine truly who it was and where they were coming from. So luckily it was one of my neighbors that's further down the street. She told me that my dog was just simply walking back and forth amongst all of my neighbors' yards. So technically, the reason why I didn't see him again is just because it was so dark outside, but he really wasn't far from the house. And do you know, by the time I got back in the house and opened up the back door, he was on the back porch like he had never left. I was just like, okay. And then to make matters worse, he did it again last night, except he wanted to play a game again. I guess he's in the Halloween spirit as well. Maybe he saw and I didn't realize and took a liking to the Jigsaw character and wanted to play a game with me outside. I didn't like the game. And I chased after him for 30 minutes and I turned into a cowboy because I ended up, the only way I caught him was because I don't know what made me think of this. I turned his leash into a lasso. And it took me a few tries, but I threw it one time and it landed around his neck. And right when he took off, it tightened. It did not choke him. Calm down. Like, he abruptly stopped and immediately just walked back to my house. Like, okay, I'm back. I guess we can go inside. No, we can't just disregard all the chaos you caused out here. Like, you literally had me running around all the neighbors' houses like a crackhead. You can't have me looking crazy. But anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. Hopefully you guys got a laugh out of it. I can laugh at it now, but I was quite pissed last night. I'm not gonna lie. So that was actually a nightmare of mine that came true. I had never dealt with him running off anywhere, and it's funny because a lot of my neighbors, I catch them having to chase their pets, and I always laugh at them, and now they're probably laughing at me. So that's that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode between the footage of his earlier pup days to the pup he is now and all the tips and nuances and stuff you guys can take from my raising my dog experience, I guess you can say. And yeah, again, do me a solid. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to drop some comments down below. Engage with me. I like to engage with you guys. I don't want to feel like I'm just making all these videos and talking to myself all the time. That's a little crazy. But yeah, until next time, see you guys later. Deuces.